Welcome to our tutorial about creating a new project. Before creating a new project, let's close everything that we've got open. Let's go to the Close submenu. Select Close All. This closes all open files. Do we want to save changes to Part 1? No. First, we're going to specify the folder where we want all our projects to be saved. Let's go to the Tools menu, Application Options. Go to the File tab. Under the Projects folder, we can browse or specify the location of the project folder. Your project folder is where you're going to store all of your Inventor projects. Depending upon your situation, you might store your projects on a different drive than where the application is installed, or on a network or a server. I'm going to keep mine in my Z drive under Projects. It's pretty important to get your projects organized from the get-go. You'll find that very quickly you end up with hundreds of working files, and you and your colleagues might find it pretty frustrating if they're not well organized. At this point, let's click OK. Now let's go back to the Get Started tab. If you still have some documents open, let's close them, and now let's click New. Let's click Projects, and now go to the bottom of the window and click on New. Inventor's Project Wizard opens. What type of project are you creating? We want a new single-user project. Click Next. Now we're prompted for the file name. The projects folder that we defined previously is pre-selected for us here. And let's enter a name for our project. We'll call our masterpiece My First Project. Notice that the project subfolder automatically takes the name of our project name. The project file's full path is named in the third line here. The project file is how Inventor organizes all the dependent files within any work project. And let's go to the next step in the wizard. Let's click Next. The wizard prompts us to add a library to our project if we wish to. For example, custom parts that we created earlier, or some standard parts such as bolts, nuts, washers, and so on that you might need for the project. At this point, we're ready to finish. Let's click Finish. Inventor prompts me, the project path you entered doesn't exist. Should it be created? Yes, let's create it. OK. My first project is now highlighted. I have some details down below. The project type, single user, the location, the folder and subfolder, and any included files. We don't have any included right now, so there's nothing listed here. In the top window, the current active project is marked with a black check mark. To make My First Project the active project, simply double-click on it. Inventor prompts us to save changes to our active project. Let's save them. And now My First Project is marked with a check mark and is the current active project. We can see our project subfolder and project file in the Windows browsing system. You may have noticed that there's another folder here called Old Versions that I didn't create. Well, Inventor made that folder for us. It helps us manage our files. Under Options, we see some old version specifications. Here we specify the number of previous saves to keep. In other words, how many backup versions you want to keep on file. I can keep 1, 2, or as many as I need. And your needs will vary by the complexity of your project and how frequently you update with your colleagues. Let's set the old versions to keep on save to 2. This means that I'd keep the current version, and then I'd also have saved in the old versions folder the last 2 saves. Let's leave it as 1 and go check it out. Click on Done. Right now, under the project file, My First Project is selected. Let's open the standard.ipt template. That's a part template, you might remember. Click OK. Now let's go ahead and save the file. Click on the disk icon. Inventor automatically navigates us to our project subfolder, My First Project. Let's accept the default name and type, and we're ready to click Save. Now let's go check out our project folder in the Windows directory system. Here's our new part file, and in old versions we've got nothing since we've only just saved once. Now let's create a simple sketch with a couple lines that'll give us something new to save. Right-click and select Done to exit the line tool. Now let's exit the sketch. We're ready to save again, and let's go back to our project folder. Let's go check out the old versions folder. I've got a file in here. That's the original file that I saved. As I mentioned previously, there's no standard number of backup files that you should keep. It really depends on the size of your project, the frequency of your collaboration with your colleagues, maybe the way you collaborate with them, and of course the reliability of your computer. If you find that your computer crashes frequently, you may definitely want to keep more backup files handy. This concludes our tutorial about creating a new project.